Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Renew Show. It is so much fun between 8:30 and 9. We just hang out and joke around. Okay, so I know this show is going to be pretty packed, so I won't say much, but I'll let my two co-hosts begin, starting with Rose. Just say hi to everybody, introduce yourself.
Hi guys, this is Rosemary, Gastric Rose, and I am so excited to have Susan on. She is our cheerleader on YouTube. I love all her comments. I love the love she hands out to everybody. I'm so grateful to know her just by YouTube, and now I get to talk to her. We talked for like a few minutes before the show started, and I'm already in love. So I know you guys are just going to be falling in love with her too. Welcome.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. Actually, I still am working my night shift, but I got coverage today because I could not miss Susan, the guest of honor on our show tonight. Actually, and I miss all of you guys, and it won't be much longer me working nights, but you got to do what you got to do. But anyway, like Rosemary, I couldn't be more excited for tonight's show. We've been trying to get this little Missy over here on for quite some time. She finally broke down because we told her we were going to shave her head if she wasn't on the show tonight. Right, Susan?
Yeah, that's not happening.
No way. But anyway, welcome, and I'm thrilled to be here and to be sharing this night with my friend Susan.
Oh, that's so sweet. All right. Hey, everybody. Number one, let me say thank you for coming. I can't promise there will be no tears, but I don't think there will be. And I can't promise what I will say, but I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
All right, so first I want to thank you for agreeing to come on. I know that you were nervous, and I know that you had your kind of doubts about coming on the show. And so I do want to, honestly, I'll be joking with you, but we really want to thank you for agreeing to come on. You're a huge part of this community. Everybody loves you, and I'm just excited right now.
Oh, you're sweet. We're nervous. I'm still nervous. What are you talking about?
It'll be fine.
Susan, it's just another YouTube video, baby girl. That's all.
One that I can't edit.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
You don't need to edit.
Right.
So, all right, Susan, just tell us about yourself. You can say what you said before we went on the air if you want. Tell us about yourself, and let us get to know you a little better, and then we'll hit you with the questions.
Okay, I said that I was going to say, what do you want me to say? I was a fat kid, okay? I was. I probably, from as long as I can remember, I've had a weight problem. My mom would say I haven't, but she's blind, so... I can remember, like, in grade school, like, she would buy these clothes from Sears, and they were husky, okay? Nobody wants to be in husky clothes, I assure you, And she's like, oh, no, that's just the name of them. No, that's because that's what they was, But, so I've always had a weight problem. It's an exaggeration to say I've been on every program, but I've been on loads and loads and loads. I can remember being on like diet programs like Weight Watchers from probably like 11 years old, maybe 11, 12. But now if you look back at that time, I didn't look that heavy, but for the age I guess I was. So I've been on most programs that are out there.
Name a few. Do you know a few?
I was on Nutrisystem one time, went to Tops, went on Weight Watchers, several like, I can't even remember the names now, but like it was basically kind of like a Weight Watchers, but it wasn't Weight Watchers kind of deal. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Jenny Craig once. I've done the Fin, I've done diet pills, I've done fast, I've done cleanses, any
right.
of that you can imagine. I can remember I drove, and this was back when it was, so it's not been that awful long ago. I drove 2 hours away because there was a quack of a doctor that would give Fin, and as long as you just went in and paid the office visit, he didn't check anything else. He would just give you a script. And so I would drive 2 hours to go get the script, so I wouldn't have to actually be checked out, but I could just, you know, get the
Yeah.
script.
I remember. I wasn't given fin-fins. I was given Black Mollies.
Black Mollies. Huh?
Do you remember those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They would make you so hyper. I lost like 70 pounds in a month. It was like crazy. But I didn't have a life. I was mad at everybody. I got to thinking that everybody was talking about me. It was like, oh, no, no, no. I never want to do that again.
You know, Rosemary,
Crazy.
I can remember, and this is going to sound terrible. I can't believe I'm even telling this. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to.
Do it.
Uh-oh.
I can remember in school, I would go and buy, like, pharmaceutical speed. Like, I don't know where the guy got it from, but it was still in the pharmaceutical bottle of, like, 500 and 1,000 pills. And that was, and I can remember, this is going to sound awful. I can remember living on that so much that one time I got sick, and there was nothing, I guess, this is, all right. I guess
Hey, it's just you and me. We don't need nobody else here.
I guess what I was throwing up was just stomach acid, because that's all it was.
Yeah.
And at the time there was no internet, and so, you know, it kind of scared me, but it didn't scare me enough to stop me, you know.
Right.
Um,
We're lucky we're alive.
yeah.
Yeah. No kidding.
Well, you know what? I know that it's early, but we have a lot of people that want to say hello to you, Missy. Mary Mack, RNY,
Hey, Mary.
Sleeve Rocker, Rocky and Rich. Rocky hasn't even called me, and she's on tonight. Ooh, girl, you in trouble. Let's see, Beth, midlife woman. Ari Leah, 642. Girl, you got a lot of fans. Crystal Hill, hello, Crystal Hill. I haven't been able to get comment back to Crystal Hill on Google. They're having where if you're not a plus with them, a Google Plus person, I can't send back any messages.
Yeah, me too. I can't.
David, your husband is looking at you right now. I told you I want to say hi to that man. David, hello. Changing by 40. Hi, sweetie. And, of course, Sherry Ann. Paya Rizzo. Tina. J-Mac VSG. Vane. Crazy Running Mom. Just a Photo Girl. Ooh, I'm getting tired. And me.
Hey, everybody.
So,
and those are not even the questions. Those are just the shout-outs to everybody.
yeah, and they're even more. But you know, so Susan, I mean, you talked about being on every diet. Okay, was there on each one or some of them, were there anything that you could take away from it and use when you moved on, or were some of them just so bad you just kind of ran from it and glad you stopped?
You know, I think from an early age, I learned calories and everything. And I learned basically what you should or shouldn't eat. That wasn't the problem of not knowing what I should or shouldn't eat. It was, and some people agree with this and some people don't, it's an addiction. I mean, there were times there's times I've lost a couple hundred pounds, okay? And only to gain it back. It's just a yo-yo cycle, which is what I'm trying not to do this time. Even if it takes me 10 times as long, if I can keep it off without gaining it back, then that's a success. I mean, right now I could cut my calories, and I could stick to it, and I could drop the weight quickly, but it would be back next year.
Right.
Yeah, I'm living proof of that one. That Wonder Slim diet was great, but as soon as you stop,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's a cycle. It's a long-lived, unfortunate. I don't know. Some people can eat anything, but you know, not.
Well, for me, I think if I don't figure out the reasons why, that's like people's asked me, "Will you have weight loss surgery? You know, why don't you have weight?" I remember before it ever got really kind of popular. my gynecologist suggested stomach stapling. That's what they called it. And I was offended. I was like, no, you know. I mean, I was just so offended at that idea. Which now I look back and think, okay, maybe if I had done it then, it'd be different now, you know, because that was probably 25 years ago. But, and I'm not against surgery, and I may eventually have surgery. But if I don't figure out the reasons why I do what I do, then that's not going to be a success either.
Do you ever, when you say you try to figure out the reason why, do you ever think there is no reason, it's just that it's a behavior instead of a reason?
Well, I think maybe a behavior is part of it, but I knew years ago, my problem's not necessarily in my stomach, it's in my head. That, you know, that's where the problem lies. It doesn't necessarily lie in my stomach as it does in my head. And I do think there's, and I know a few, I've not really discussed them, but I know a few of the reasons why. I've just kind of got to deal with them and figure out a different way of dealing with them than what I do.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does. I think a lot of us have walked your shoes, and I can tell you I have. But for me, when they offered weight loss surgery, I felt like I had no other way out, because I had done everything. And the doctor, when he put it in a certain way, he put it in a way like this. He said, some of us need assistance. Some of us need assistance. It's not that you're not capable of doing the diet. You are very capable. You've gone on diet after diet after diet. It's not that. It's that you need assistance. And this is the assistance we're going to give you. And so I just look at it as the greatest assistance I could have, because it does cut everything in half. I still have to walk or exercise, do some kind of movement every day. I think that is very important to keep you don't have to have a tool inside you to be healthy and to know that you have to move your body. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to lose your movement. So,
I think eventually I would have to have it even to, this is just what I think in my head, okay? And I just live in my own little head, so.
We love your head, girlfriend. We love it.
But I'm trying to come to terms with some of the things that I think cause me to overeat, and I think they will get to a point that even if I've lost 100 pounds or whatever, then I think it's going to come to a point that I will probably have to have surgery. Not necessarily maybe to lose the last part of it, but also to keep it off.
Right.
That's what, I mean, I do think that. I think that I will have to, but I know at this point I have to work more on me than that. But they kind of have to happen at the same time, if that makes sense, you know.
Well, you have heard a lot of people say, what do they regret? What do they regret? What are the first thing that they usually say?
I know what you're going to say, because I've thought about that, because I'll say that I didn't do it sooner.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not throwing that in your face, girlfriend. I'm just saying, all of us have gone through that route where we said, man, why? I did it in my 40s. Yeah. I wish I would have done it in my 20s. But you know what? I was not ready in my 20s. That's the difference. Yeah. When are we ready? That's the difference.
I've thought many times about that doctor, like I said, because like I said, this was before anybody, they were still calling it stomach stapling, okay? Mm-hmm, and I think about that time, and I think, okay, what if, I think about that a whole lot. I think, what if I had done it then? But I remember being so offended when he even suggested such a thing.
Rosemary, isn't it true, though, even though you have the surgery, you have to maintain the mindset? Like you said, you have to walk, you still have to watch what you eat. So,
and that doesn't guarantee you skinniness. It does not guarantee you skinniness, because all of us have a different body shape and DNA. Yeah. And,
But when you have that surgery, what keeps you mentally focused? Like, for instance, Susan, myself, Khalif, we've never had surgery, and we kind of we cycle. You know, we could lose weight, but then we gain it back, and then we lose weight, and then we gain it back. You guys that have had surgery consistently, it seems to me through your videos, you and other people, that you're able to control. Like, sometimes at night I want ice cream, and I'm like, I guess I can have it, but I know I shouldn't, but I still do. But like, what?
We do too.
Well,
we have the same issues.
But how do you guys keep from? Because it's up here, It's
there is times that we, of course, we do buy ice cream, okay? But there's things that we buy that is not going to be ice cream, like we'll have the low churn or the what is it, the yogurt one, anything low in sugar or low in fat, as low as we can go. So there's going to be times I do want ice cream at night. I personally and my sister, we cannot do a lot of milk because it gives us a lot of so we kind of stay away from that. But we can do 1/4 of a cup.
But I mean, like, what's your suggestion? Like, even Susan, what would you suggest? Like, how
smaller portions.
Smaller portions.
You can have anything and everything. It's the way we think now. I mean, is it time to eat that? Should we have had it during the day instead of during the night? There's ways that we think it through. It's always thinking it through. Right now, I am with my sister and my brother-in-law. So we think it through. We have walked 6 miles today. Just because we walk 6 miles a day doesn't mean that we can have all the carbs we want. You know what I'm saying? We still want to be on the losing phase. And, that doesn't mean, like I said, that doesn't mean we're going to get to skinny. I ain't skinny by any means. But I'm a lot healthier than I ever was at 487 pounds. Does that make sense?
I think one of the scariest things that I have kind of seen is, and people that I've known in real life, I've known probably 3 people that have had the surgery and then they eventually gained all of their weight back. And I think
it's possible.
It is, and I think that has to be the scariest thing for me in my mind, to think you go through all of this and then you lose it, and then you turn around and you gain it back, and that's probably the scariest thing, I think.
And it is scary. It's scary to me.
Yeah.
That's why I think things through. Plain and simple. That's why there is so much mental in this. You're constantly processing, what am I going to do for today? How am I going to move today? How am I going to eat today? What is going to be my function today for me? Not for anybody else. Just because I saw somebody do it doesn't mean that I have to do it. It's just what you're going to do with your body today to move forward.
All right, Susan, we got a question actually from Sherry Ann. And she says, I know a lot of people have done things to lose weight, like speed, you mentioned, that are really risky. Have you ever done anything and considered the long-term effects it could have, even death? Or do you think the desire to lose weight has trumped all those considerations?
Well, if I was smart, I would have thought about the long-term considerations, but I wasn't smart. So, it was, you don't think about that in the moment, or even if you do think about it, you are so, and I hate to say this, you want something so badly that you will do whatever it takes. Especially something along those lines. This was back in the day. I probably wouldn't do that now, But I say probably I wouldn't do that now. Didn't want to get confused there. But you want something so badly that you would do nearly anything to get it. And I don't know.
Well, when you were doing some of those, were you married then?
I remember, and it was probably our first fight. David we were dating, and he found a I always had like big pocketbooks, and he found like a huge bottle of pills, and he took them, and without telling me he took them, and I was like, oh no, you giving those back? And he was like, you're not, you know, he's like, you're not doing that. And I was like, oh no, those are mine. I don't know what you think you're doing or who you think you are, but those are my pills, you know. And I don't really remember how it all worked out, but I remember being.
David, how did it work out? Talk to us.
I was mad.
And then at the same time, don't we try to hide it, Susan? Like, I did the diet pill thing too, and I had them in my purse, and I was like, I felt like a drug addict. Like, nobody could see me take these pills, and, you know.
Oh, yeah, my first thing was, what are you doing going through my pocketbook? You stand there. That ain't none of your business.
It's true. It's like we're a criminal.
Yeah.
I know. So what plan out of the ones you mentioned were you actually very successful on? Because you said at some points in your life you did lose a lot of weight.
Speed.
What? Speed?
Speed? Oh, the same thing I was doing?
Yeah.
I did it too.
Really? Now, on Fin, I was only on Fin for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months now, and I will have to say that worked a lot of that worked for me. Even after they said stop taking it, I still had a couple scripts and still kept taking it, you know, till I run out and they wouldn't fill it up anymore. But I mean that was successful. I mean I remember losing weight on Weight Watchers, on Tops. The packaged meal system thing never really worked well for me, like Nutrisystem. That didn't work that great, but the you know, any of the normal eating plans like the Weight Watchers, that worked, you know, as well as anything. I mean, and when it comes down to it, it all comes down to, well, most of the time, now as you get older it changes a little bit, but it all comes down to calories in, calories out, how many calories you're burning, how many calories you've taken in, you know. You know, we all got caught up in the low fat and the low carb and still calories, you know.
Yeah, and then we just rebound when we're done.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of math that goes along with it, and if we're not good at math, we don't do very well. Like, they would tell me, like, you know, 3,500 is 1 pound? Yeah, isn't it?
Yep.
Something like that. So it's like, okay, are you doing that, and how much are you exercising to get that, you know? And I'm like, what? Let me just stay healthy here. I don't want to worry about all that. I hate to even look at calories, but I do, because I know that, like a doctor told me one time, the best thing is just do 300, you know, 400 at each meal, and you'll be fine. For us, you know.
Yeah.
Forget. So anyway.
We got a question from Donna Morales. She asked, do you have to cook a separate meal for your husband, or does he eat what you eat?
Well, it depends on what it is. Most of the time, we've always, because he likes like meat and vegetables, and I've never really been that person, you know. So I still fix, like this evening, we had a late lunch, but I'd planned on fixing a steak, so I fixed a steak and some zucchini and onions, and that's what he ate. I'm not going to eat it.
Did you fix zucchini and didn't eat it?
No, I didn't eat none. I fixed it for David.
Oh, I'm going to get you, girl.
And so, I mean, I didn't eat that. So, actually, Paula, I haven't eaten since like 2 o'clock, maybe, something along those lines. But, you know, I'm good. You know, the biggest misconception people have with fat people is they eat all the time, because that's not necessarily true. You know?
Yeah.
I
hear you.
I do better now about eating breakfast and getting protein in my breakfast, but you know, from lunch and dinner, I'm usually terrible, you know.
Yeah. Well, JMatt VSG, hello, Mr. Good-looking man. He says, by the way, your journey has been incredible. You're a very influential part of my life. You most likely don't remember me, but I remember you doing your first dance on YouTube. I've been following you for a long time. Great work. I just want to know, where is this dance? I want to see it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Has he got you confused?
Yeah, I think he does. I don't think. I don't even dance in real life, much less on video.
I have to say, because we can like extend the show a couple of minutes and have you dance to close us out.
No, I don't dance.
Susan, I'll do it. Susan, I'll do it with you. Come on.
See?
I have
and you know Lori loves to dance.
I have no musical abilities at all, and that includes dance. I am clumsy.
Well, since we just got a question about the way that you eat along with David, Jenny, just a photo girl, she asked, what types of food do you eat, and do you plan ahead or follow a meal plan?
If I plan ahead, and what I really like to do, and sometimes I just don't do it, is if I go ahead and put in my Fitness Pal what I'm going to have for the day, I do much better because I know exactly what I'm going to have, and I have it, and I'm good to go. And generally, I'm one of these people, I get stuck on the same thing. Y'all know that. Y'all have seen my meals. I get stuck on the same breakfast, and I get stuck on the same lunch, and I have the same thing day after day. And if I do put my food in and I track, when you see I'm not tracking on my Fitness Pal, that's probably when I ain't doing very good. Look, if I'm tracking, I'm on point, you know. But I have, I mean, y'all know I have, you know, here lately for the last year probably I have like a protein shake in the morning. I have, or I may have a couple of the rice cakes with some PB2 and part of a banana on it. Or lunch is usually those peppers with tuna or egg salad. No, just
You got to make it interesting, or it'll get boring. I say.
Well, that's true, but I'm a creature of habit. You got to give me. If I'm doing, you know, when I kind of stray outside, that's when I kind of fall a little bit. If I just stick on, you know, I don't know.
Have you ever made any Mamas in the Kitchen recipes? Just saying.
You got me eating quinoa. I had never.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
I have never, and I like it. I do it with mushrooms and onions and with some chicken broth. David ain't as crazy about it, but he eats it because I fix it and he has to eat it. But he's not.
David, you eat it. David, you eat it because you know Rosemary eats it. Okay, that's all you got to remember.
But I'm gonna try some different quinoa recipes. Like I said, all I've had is the white quinoa, and I'm gonna try some.
He would probably like the cheesy one. It kind of reminds you of macaroni and cheese. Fix it with some cheese, just like you do macaroni and cheese, but don't go crazy on the cream and stuff. But fix it with the cheese, and it's delicious. It really is. I like it that way.
I fix it very low fat. I fix it with just chicken broth, and I have some chopped up sautéed mushrooms and onions, and sometimes peppers in it. And
oh yeah, sounds delicious to me.
But you got me eating quinoa. That's good.
Mary Mack, RNY says, "I'm here, my friend. Left the nuts at the store." What is she talking about? So I could hear you. Lots of laughs. You're going to do great. Hey. Who let 275 chicken grill man in? Love you, David. I'm just reading what she wrote. But let me tell you, Mary Mack RNY made a video today. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to tell her thank you because that video, I love knowing what the doctors are saying. And didn't you just love her video today? I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I got to hear more of that.
That's what she's talking about, them evil nuts. She's eating some nuts. That's what she's talking about. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart. She really is, and she's doing so well. She really is.
She is. She looks amazing.
Yes, she's doing very, very well. She really is.
Yeah. Zen Maiden's here now.
Susan, okay. First, I'm going to ask Pete's question, and then I have to ask you something. But he says, where do you find out about all these new products, and how do you convince the companies to send you samples? I like hearing about these great things, but can't help but be jealous of your samples.
Well, now sometimes I've had a couple companies actually contact me and say, will you try this? But usually if I see something, and it could be anywhere I see it at. If I see something, I think, oh, that looks good, or if it's something I think I would like, or I think it's something that somebody else that watches me would like. I think, oh, they would like to hear about this. And I'll just usually contact them and say, it's pretty plain. I contact them and say, I make YouTube videos, and like on a weight loss health channel, and I'd like to review your product. Would you send me some samples? And they either say yes or no. I mean, all they can say is no. And
Yeah.
they say no. I say, all right, thanks anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
I have some samples waiting at the house for me if Blue Eyes hadn't got into them. But he said, babe, you got a box. And I'm like, I got a box? I've been eating those. Have you gone to Costco and tried those chips, those apple chips?
No, but somebody else was telling me about them.
They are amazing. They're 100% apple. I know we're not supposed to be reviewing. I'm sorry. But anyway, I just had to say this real quick. So at my house, I have this box waiting for me, and I can't wait to go home and review on this product. That's if my husband hasn't gotten into them.
I tell David he cannot have anything to after I've tried it. Sometimes I'll let him try it too because I want to hear what he has to think about it. But he can't like eat it all up before I can actually show it to you. So I'm like,
right?
You can't eat it until then. But all you got to do is contact them, Pete. Just ask them, you know, what are they going to say? No?
Right?
They might say yes.
But no might hurt his feelings.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time somebody's told me no.
Right?
Or my feelings no.
Oh, that is so goofy.
All right, well, what I want to say, actually, Rob Reno, he said it. He said, and I want you to actually comment on this. It says, what stands out about you in the community, in my opinion, is that you support so many of us with daily support, and you have a huge heart. It amazes me how much you watch, comment, and support everyone. Love you, friend, Rob Reno.
Oh, that's sweet. Love you too, Rob.
So, what drives you to do that? I mean, we all, you know, watch each other's video and we leave comments and we share them, but what drives you to do it so much? I mean, when I have my Fat Guy Fitness videos and I list a new channel, hey guys, go follow them. You follow them all. Even if it's a power lifter, you'll still go follow them and support them. You know, so what drives you to do that?
Well, if it's somebody that's losing weight, I know the struggle. I know. See, you're going to try to make me cry, okay? You're going to try to make me cry. You said you're going to try to make me
This
Barbara,
is Rob.
Is that Barbara Walters or Khalif? Wait a minute.
That's what he said. But no, I mean, I see the struggle, whether they've had weight loss surgery or they haven't. It's the same struggle that we all have, and I feel like I get so much support from everybody. I mean, I am overwhelmed by the people that support me, even when I'm doing terribly bad. They still support me. They're still there, cheering me on. You know, I told Khalif last night, and I'm going to say this and watch me get jinxed, okay? Other than somebody thumbs down in the videos, I've not had the first mean person, and I can't believe that I haven't, because I've seen mean people comment on other people's videos, and I haven't had, I mean, and I feel blessed for that. I really do. And I feel like I get so much support, and I know where somebody's coming from, and if I can say one thing that, and what I say is true, so it's not like I'm saying a lie to somebody, but if I can show them what I see, the beautiful person I see on that screen talking about their journey, then why don't I? You know, I mean.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You've taken the time to do that, which is a beautiful thing. And I think that's how, you know, that's what we want to say tonight to you. Thank you for all that you do and who you are. Because not only do you comment and spend the time for us, but you bless us. And so, in just your words, they're blessings to us.
Well, I feel like I get the same. So I feel like that's a two-way street. And I feel like I get the same.
Okay, well, you better call me tomorrow, girlfriend.
All right, I want to get personal, because this is a pretty personal question.
Uh-oh.
When
Did it come from David?
When you watch other people's videos and you give advice and you cheer them on and whatnot, Do you ever, as you're typing and writing, do you ever reflect that on yourself? Because, for instance, there was a video that I watched the other day of somebody saying, you know, I'm stuck, I'm having a hard time, and I was like, you know, like Rosemary said, you know, the MyFitnessPal, or you were saying, you know, there's so many tools that we have, and then I think, like, I'm trying to help somebody, yet I don't take my own advice sometimes. Like, do you ever find yourself doing that?
Well, number one, I try not to give advice because I don't feel like I'm in a position to give advice to anybody other than saying, you know what, you fell down, you made a mistake, you know, yeah, you may have binged or you didn't make good choices or whatever the reason is, but today is a new day. The beauty, the Lord gave you another chance today to make a better choice.
Amen.
And what you're doing. And you know, we may, and when I say we, I'm usually speaking of me. You know, I may fail 10,000 times, but you know what? I might succeed that one time. So why not keep trying?
That's right.
You
That's
have to.
right.
I mean, what's the alternative? Just to give up? I mean, I don't see that happening.
And you know what? So many of us have given up. People that are watching you, Susan, some people, I can honestly say, that are watching me as well, they're in their bed and they've given up. I have had many letters just like that. I'm in the bed, I've given up, I don't want life anymore. I don't know how you do it. And of course, we're there for them. We're talking to them. You know, we're not doctors of any sort, but you know, those comments that we leave for that person is golden. So that's why I'm saying to you, it's a blessing to hear your comments because it gives us that refreshed newness that we need in our life. Even if it's just you took the time to talk to that person at that moment.
Well, you know, a lot of times I think we don't see ourselves. It's easy for us to see all the bad about ourselves. It's really, you know, it's really easy for you to look in the mirror and say, okay, my nose is too big, my boobs are too big, or my boobs are too little, or my forehead's too high, or my hair's too short. You know, whatever the reason is, my eyes are too small. Whatever it is, it's so easy for us to look in the mirror and see the bad, but it's so hard to look in the mirror and see the good. And
that's right.
And I just sometimes if we could see ourselves through somebody else's eyes, and that's what I ever hope. Sometimes I always worry that I leave a comment and I'm afraid that somebody will take it the wrong way, that they will take it that, you know, and I never, ever try to ever leave a mean comment, or even one that I think is snarky, you know. I know you've seen people leave, like, snarky comments that, you know, they're not really mean, but they're kind of like a little jab at somebody, and I just think, you know, life's hard enough.
That's right. Even now, with the Google has changed and everything, comments are not being left as much as they used to be. Because I was all over the place at one time. And, you know, it's like it's getting harder and harder. You don't see as many comments as you did before. I mean, at least I see that, you know, in a lot of people, not just mine.
Well, I think part of the problem, too, is I noticed, like, last week, and I always hope that other people see this, too, is, like, YouTube, like, I would go to my feed, and they'd be like 5 videos, and I would go to a video, and then when I came back to my feed, they would be like 5 underneath the last one that wasn't there before.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they weren't showing up, you know. So I always wonder, I always tell people, if I didn't comment on your video, it wasn't in my feed.
Yeah, or you just didn't see it. I get it. I get it. Crazy Running Mom wants to ask you, where do you see you and your channel in 1 year?
Well, a year from January, I said, and I hope I hold this true, that I want to lose 100 pounds this year. So I see that. Now, as far as my channel, I don't know. I don't know. I hope I can still be supporting people. I hope I can still have the channel. I mean, I don't see it any different than it is now. I don't guess.
Okay.
Unless Google kicks me off.
And by the way, By the way, Rocky said she just had to because you told her she had to come watch you tonight.
That's right.
I guess I gotta say, Rocky, you got to call me tonight. I'm giving Rocky and Rich all the time.
We got a question from Risa Rayma Walk. She says, I can totally relate to having feelings back in the day that if I did not lose weight, my life had no meaning. I would get so depressed. This was back in her late 20s, early 30s. I never did the diet pills, though, probably because she was scared of the type of pills because she was diagnosed with high blood pressure. So with that said, her question is, what keeps you motivated to continue on this journey? And Living Eclectic asks, what are your top 2 motivators when you realize you're having a bad moment or a bad day in order to get back on track? So try to just lump that into one answer.
Well, number 1, I miss you because I hadn't seen her, so she's not been making no videos, and so
right?
I miss you. So that's number 1. Number 2, I guess, well, Lord knows I have enough bad days. But you know, and I'll say this, and this is going to sound dramatic, but it's not, because it's just the truth. If I don't do this, I'm going to die. That is as hard and cold facts as I can give it. That's going to happen. And that's what I think about when, and that's also one of the things that, it's one of the things that drives me, but it's also one of the things that I kick myself for, because I think, when I do fall, I think, you're wasting time. You know, you're wasting time that, number 1, you could be living, and you're wasting time that you could be dying. And, you know, you should be more focused and more committed, you know. But I think that's really what drives me at this point. It never drove before. Years ago, vanity drove me. Vanity doesn't drive me anymore. I mean, sure, I want to be smaller. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
Vanity drives me a little bit, but that's not the main purpose now. The main purpose is to not die.
You finally got it. The light finally came on, because that's what I've been trying to say. It's not about the number or the build. It's about, I'm not taking, you know, cholesterol medicine, high blood pressure medicine, diabetes medicine. I am a healthy human being for once in my life. For once in my life. You know, I'm not going to start singing. But you know,
I think somebody did a video on freedom.
I think so.
And that's why I always say on your video, I get it, because I do get it. I do understand. When you talk about freedom, I understand that. Some people can't understand that because they've not had that amount of weight to lose. I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so sad when I get comments like, is that all you talk about? I mean, because I've gotten those comments. And I go, you know what? You don't get it. No. You don't get it, because you weren't 500 pounds at one time. But that's okay. That's okay. I can say I am free to be who I am today, with the shrinkles and all. It's okay to have the shrinkles, because I am healthy. Hallelujah.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, somebody said that sometimes you hide products in the dishwasher. I'm not going to say who.
Uh-oh, is David talking about you? Somebody's
telling on you, Susan. Can you stop hiding stuff in the dishwasher, please?
Okay, let me tell you why I'm hiding. First of all, we have a dishwasher, but I never use it. It's just me and David. It's just me and David, and I soon wash dishes by hand, right? So I never use the dishwasher. And you know what I hid in the dishwasher? I'm just going to tell you, if he wants to say this. I hid his nuts in the dishwasher. Okay. Hold on.
Oh, that's too good.
Come out, wait,
okay,
that did not come out right.
No, it didn't.
Okay. He has diverticulitis, and he's not supposed to eat nuts, okay? And so I hid the nuts in the dishwasher so he would not eat them, and then he found them because he's like a he's like a dog sniffing food out. Because he's not supposed to eat nuts because of his diverticulitis, and if they're left out, he'll eat them. That's what he's talking about.
David.
But that didn't come out right.
Neither did that video.
but we had a good time talking about it.
We did.
Oh my goodness. Are we getting any more questions? Because I cannot see.
Well, Busy Mommy Collins asked Susan, did you plant your flowers?
No.
Uh-oh. So she might be getting on you.
Well, I didn't plant them because of Dad. That's not the reason I didn't plant them. David woke up Saturday morning and he was sick, so I had to take care of him half of the morning. And then we had some things we had to do because he had to go out of town Sunday morning. So that's why they didn't get planted. Not because I'm going to plant. They're going to be planted. I got the baskets. Everything's waiting. They're going to be planted.
The sacrifices you make for David. I swear.
Susan, have you always been a people pleaser?
Well, I don't know that I am a people pleaser.
Well, you seem very caring and nurturing towards us in the community, towards David, towards everybody. I'm just wondering.
When David was getting sick, I said, shut the door.
Oh, David, Mama needs to come take care of you, David. Poor baby.
Because I didn't want to hear.
You just strike me that way. I mean, even sometimes during the day, you'll just shoot me a text, how you doing? Like, those little things just not the average person does. And you just always come across as just this sweet, lovable people pleaser, always rooting everybody on and cheering. And, I wonder if sometimes because that's how I am in my daily life, and I feel sometimes I neglect myself because of it. I don't know why. I'm always worried and concerned about everybody else and what they're doing than sometimes me. I don't know. No?
Yeah, maybe to a degree, that I would rather, if it was a choice between me hurting or somebody else hurting, I would much rather me hurt than that person, because it's just, I think I can take it better than they can, Whether I can or not, I don't know, but I always think, well, I can,
You just want to spare somebody else.
Yeah, because I like I said, even on talking about comments or people being mean or people leaving snarky comments, that hurts. People don't realize that hurts,
Yeah.
I was one of these, I was made fun of as a kid, but now I would fight back. You ain't going to push me but so far, and I'm going to...
That's good.
I never fought back, so I don't know what that feels like. My sister did, but I didn't. I always took it. That J Mack VSG, that thing I read that you were dancing. Well, that wasn't for you. Guess who that was for? That was for just a photo, girl. But my crazy phone didn't bring it up till now. I'm sorry, J Mack. I didn't mean it.
I thought maybe he was talking about you.
Oh yeah. I do dance, don't I? Mm-hmm. I can swift a move. Not swift a move. I'm sorry. It's bust a move.
Bust a move.
Sorry. It's that Texas girl coming out.
So Beth just said, off topic. She says, I belong to a Google company group, and they admitted Google Plus is messed up, and they're thinking about getting rid of it. So.
Yeah, I thought they were talking about getting rid of the whole YouTube too. I was kind of scared. I was like, we're not scared, but what can we do? What can we do but, deal with it?
Yeah. We'd find another place.
Do what?
We'd find another place to go.
Yeah,
like Vimeo.
We can just invent one, and then we're all set.
Yeah.
Can we all come to your house, Susan?
Yeah.
Yep, come down for some barbecue.
And I would have David cook for you.
Ooh, I can't wait.
We got 2 freezers full of meat. He can find something to cook.
You got meat and nuts, huh?
Meat nuts.
We got to find the nuts, though. She probably hit him again.
I'm not going to trust my phone. Do we have any more questions? I can't believe I did that.
Well, Susan, you made a couple people cry.
Uh-oh.
Pia Rizzo and Jenny, just a photo girl. So you're making them cry. So just let it out. You want one now?
At least I ain't crying by myself.
See, that's good. Lillian C. She wants to know when are you and David going to visit Nashville?
I don't know. David goes quite often. He don't ever take me along.
He came up to our area, Khalif. Remember, Susan, when you asked me what the weather was going to be?
He's came up there since then a couple times.
Yeah, and I want him to come out. I want you to jump in the truck, come up, and then we'll all meet.
We have to put Zeus in the truck, too.
That's fine.
Okay.
You can take a dog. Khalif loves dogs.
Have we
Sharon?
mentioned Gina versus Gina said that, Susan, your strength to keep going and not give up is one of the things I love about you? Did we mention that?
No.
That was Gina versus Gina.
That's sweet.
Yeah, there's so many comments on just people talking about you and inspiring them. So, you definitely have to read all those. Okay, so, Susan, since you've been on YouTube, how would you rate your journey on YouTube? Do you think it will be successful? And if so, like how, or what would you use to measure it? And also, what's changed from when you started till now?
Good question.
That's a hard question. Crap.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see.
And that actually came from Brooke, by the way. So I won't act like that I had the great question. It was Brooke's question.
What I think is success, if you're talking about just like since I've been on YouTube, yeah, because I think it's kept me more accountable as far as if I hadn't, when I went off, I might not would have gotten back on plan as quickly as I have been being on YouTube. Plus, the motivation I get from everybody else. I see everybody else. I see somebody else doing. I say, well, if they can do it, why am I not doing this? Why am I not, if I see somebody else and I think, well, I don't really want to go downstairs and exercise today, and then I see somebody else exercise, and I think, well, get your butt up off the couch and go downstairs and exercise. Or stop whatever else I'm doing and go do that, And so, like I said, that's kept me accountable and it's kept me motivated. So in that sense, I say yes, that I consider that time a success. And what was the other part? I forgot.
Just what has changed from when you first got on YouTube till now in your channel?
I don't know. I was so scared the first video I made. I mean, I debated for probably 6 or 8 months before I ever made a video, and then the first one I thought I started not to put it up, and then I thought, just do it, I mean, and I still, if I think about it now when I make a video, because I'm probably a little shy, until I get to know. If I get to know you, I'm very talkative, but I'm generally a little shy. So from the first videos, if I think about that I'm putting this out there, anybody can watch it, then that freaks me out. But when I think about making a video, when I make a video, I just think that we're sitting down across the kitchen table talking, and that's,
Yeah.
that doesn't bother me very much. So I think my ease, people that I have generally grown to care about so much. I mean, there was a question on, I think it was last Friday on the forum, that can you truly love somebody that you've never met? And my answer to that is yes. You're not loving them in the sense of, I love you as far as in a marital way, but you love that person. There's people on YouTube that I follow that I would be so sad. I mean, I could cry just thinking about it. If something happened to them, I mean, that would just be awful. And this is a person that I've never met other than on YouTube. And I most certainly think that you you can love somebody that you've never met and care about, and you know, and so in that
I felt the love when Taco got sick and everything, and you were sending love to him. I felt it. I knew that if I needed you, you'd be there for me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I just think that I think you grow to care about people. And I never thought that when I first started YouTube. I never grasped the concept of actually finding people that I cared about. You know, it's still hard for me to grasp the concept of that in reverse, that people caring about me. That's hard. That's hard for me to, and I know that sounds awful, but that's hard for me to grasp for myself. But it's easy for me to grasp the fact of how much I care about other people.
Khalif, did you read Living Electric? She says, what is your top 2 motivators when you realize you are having a bad moment, day, etc., in order to get right back on track?
Yeah, she answered that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have another question from Sherry Ann. She says, who do you count on in the hard times?
I have to just, of course, my first response is the Lord. That's the first thing. I mean, that's the person you always turn to. But my second would be to David. I mean, David knows. He has seen everything. He's seen me cry. He's seen me binge. He's tried to talk me off the wall. He's, you name it. And 30 years he has seen. Because David knew me probably at my smallest, and he's known me at my biggest. I mean, he's seen me cry more times than not over weight. We've had more discussions about weight than we probably ever should have had in our lifetime. But
well, he says that's Daddy's baby girl. You're his baby girl.
I depend. He literally is my rock. When I always tell people that have never been married or never had that, I think when you take the vows that 2 become 1, I truly felt like we became one. I mean, there's not a whole lot. I mean, there might be some stuff I really wouldn't want to tell him, but
he probably knows.
Yeah, he knows. I mean, like, there's nothing that I wouldn't tell him, or I probably haven't ever shared, or he's seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. Believe me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he's also what brings me back.
Yeah.
When you said you watch videos where people go down and exercise, and then you're like, all right, I have to go do it, it got me thinking that what would you say if we, as a community, start a tag where one of us, you guys all out there watching, Susan, Khalif, and Rosemary, and me.
Did Khalif talk you into this?
No, I just started thinking about it because, we're all saying we could use some extra help and support and stuff, so let's try something. Somebody start a video tomorrow of some kind of exercise, and then the next person, you tag somebody. Then I've
already done mine, my walking with Connie. I've already done them. So I'm done.
Something totally different, though. No, because you do that every day. You're so good and disciplined. Do something, climb a tree or something. I don't know.
Oh.
And then we can all do the response video of some kind of exercise. And then in the video, we have to tag somebody. So if I do 20
Can you tag?
Yeah, like let's say I do 20 push-ups, and then I say, and I tag Rosemary, Khalif, and Susan. Then you have to make a video of something, and then you tag 3 people, and then it just goes on, and then at the next show we can talk about who did what, and I mean it might help boost, because you're like, oh, they tagged me, now I got to make a video. Okay, now I have to do it.
I'm game. I'm game if you're
like
game.
that.
Are you game, Susan?
I'll do it. Yeah. Well, it depends on what it is.
Well, you can start. You start tomorrow.
It's whatever you want.
Yeah,
It's
Susan, you start it
whatever movement you want.
You start tomorrow, Susan, and you tag 3 people, and then those 3 people have to make the video. They have 24 hours to do it.
Wow.
Okay. Do they have to do the same thing I did, or I tagged them to do something different?
We can do any exercise we want, anything, but we just have to show that we did it and tag 3 more people.
Okay. All right, I'm in.
Yeah.
You got to see.
We're all going to be exercising this week. No excuses.
Leaf told me last night. He said we're going to do some kind of challenge. Ooh. That's
See?
why I thought he talked you into it.
Nope.
No, we didn't even talk about it.
Yeah, see?
It's a Jersey thing.
Yeah.
We're fixing to do a challenge.
That's right. That's right. We finished. We're fixing. Mm-hmm.
Fixing.
Oh, man. All right, so Susan, what message would you like to leave people with? I mean, we're pretty much out of time. What would be the one thing if people forgot everything you said for the last hour? What would be the thing you want them to walk away with, especially someone who's trying to be fit and healthy and take control of their lives?
Well, that's a given. That's a given. It's don't give up. Today, every day is a new day to make a new choice. Even if you fall today, tomorrow's a new day. Don't give up, ever.
Great one. Perfect.
All right, so, we got a lot of comments. There are a lot of comments just talking about you, Susan, that I'm seeing them here. And
Let's hope they're good talking and not bad talking.
no, it's good. I wish you could read some of them because then you'd cry again on air, So, so I wish you could just go and look at the comments right now.
Khalif, you want her to cry on air.
He was, Rosemary, he was taking bets last night. He said, let's take how many bets of how many times Susan cries.
Oh, my word.
It only happened twice, maybe 1.5, because she kind of did the little fanning thing and stopped herself for the second one. So yeah, I don't. What is that supposed to do? Is that supposed to make the tears evaporate? I don't know.
It helps with the hotness in the eye. Cool the
Yeah, just
evaporate.
I don't know what that's supposed to do. So, everybody just is talking about how much you inspire them, motivate them, and encourage them, with your comments and everything. And just to say, Michael VSG and J-Mac VSG want to be included on that exercise tag.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we lost roles for a second. But, so, Susan, just thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing so much with us. And I hope it wasn't as bad as you were anticipating. I hope it was fun for you.
Yes.
It wasn't as bad as I thought.
All right, good. So make sure you go read the comments. Everybody loves you. We all love you. And, maybe you can record yourself on your channel reading the comments.
You just want to see me cry.
Just
let me say this. Let me say this, and I do mean this from the bottom of my heart. Not just here at the show. I mean, first of all, I appreciate everybody that came out to watch the show. I really do, and I'll cry again. And I appreciate everybody that supports me on my channel. It truly means more than they will ever know of what that means to me. It really does.
We love you. And we're here for you always, always, always.
Yeah. You know that. You know how much support you get, even though we were going back and forth, and you're like, no, these people aren't coming to see me. They're just coming for some other reason. It's because of you. Because we all love you.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do.
And there is actually one question that we didn't get to that Beth, a midlife woman, asked. So definitely be on the lookout for that as well. But yeah, thank you for coming on. I'm glad, Lori. I'm glad you could make it.
And I wouldn't have missed it.
Rose just sent me a text, said that she got booted out. Google really doesn't like us. So she was very excited to have you on as well. As you can see, it seemed like she was on a little bit of that speed that you were talking about earlier on. So, so yeah, we all were excited. And we don't want to go, but we have to, even though J-Mac VSG said we should make the show 90 minutes.
Well, thank you for having me on, Khalif, really. I know I give you a hard time about it, but I do appreciate it. I really do.
We'll have an encore presentation, part 2 with Susan.
We should. When her and David come back up, we'll do something live.
Yeah.
Because he was in Cliffside Park when he came up last time. So.
And we could have all conjoined.
Yeah. So.
All right. So next time you're in Jersey, Susan,
All All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Have a good night, and be watching out for more videos from us and live interviews and talking about topics. And that forum that I talked about on the website will be up soon. All right, guys. Have a good evening.
Bye, guys.